Hello everyone, I'm StevieBlu, and welcome to a video that literally no one's going to watch. I've been playing Dauntless now for the past month or so, and I was thinking that I'm going to give kind of my experience so far as to where I'm at in kind of like a free speech format. No sort of pressure on anything. I just want to kind of vent and kind of vocalize where I'm at with the game, what I think is good and what I think is bad. From someone that admittedly isn't an expert, hasn't got 2,500, 3,000 sort of hours in the game, but I think it would be interesting, and I'd like to update it when I've perhaps got another 100 or so hours, which I think I will. Spoiler alert, I'm having quite a lot of fun with the game, but I can also kind of identify a lot of things that I'm probably going to grow to hate if I don't already. So if that's something that sounds fun, then stick around and hopefully you'll get something out of it. Now I'll start off by saying Dauntless is something that's completely gone under my radar. I would kind of tote myself as a little bit of kind of having my finger on the gaming pulse somewhat, but somehow Dauntless has completely slipped by. I haven't ever heard of it, ever seen it. I'm not sure if it's because I perhaps don't use the Epic launcher as much, but it's weird. I haven't actually noticed its existence until very, very recently, and myself and my brother were looking for things we could play cross-platform that wasn't Fortnite and wasn't Rocket League. So stumbled across this, I thought wicked, give it a shot, and then instantly I thought, wow, this could be fun. I think the tutorial's great. I think it's a really nice introduction into the game mechanics. Not too overwhelming, rewarding, all that sort of good stuff. Gives you kind of a good sense of what the game's going to be about. So once the tutorial was over, for me, I kind of felt a little bit, flambasted straight out into the wild on my own. Kicked out by mommy and said, go and do your thing. All I really had to cling on to was the main quest line, which I think, is a bit lame. It's not great. It's not something I would kind of use to try and pull anyone into the game. It's very much a kill this guy, and then make sure you kill these guys, and then make sure you kill these guys. Although, saying that, I do remember there being one of the weapons had their own specific sort of quest, which was cool, I guess. But I mean, I've only finished it in the last couple of weeks, and I can't remember any of it, so it can't have been too great. But that's not a problem. That's not really why we're playing these sorts of games. The combat is pretty damn good. This is coming from someone who paid full price for Monster Hunter World, going blind into that series, and for the most part into that sort of genre, and I fucking hated it. It's probably my number one gaming regret purchase is Monster Hunter World. Just didn't like it. Don't know why. Really tried. Did not like it. Now, this I would say is like Monster Hunter, but kind of more user friendly. I guess more enticing, easier to get going, less complicated. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I've only really played this one as opposed to Monster Hunter World. I didn't get enough into to really be able to give it in-depth analysis. But something else I've enjoyed is the weapon diversity. That seems nice. The loot kind of popping up is very clean and nice. Although saying that, one thing that I do hate is the fact you have to go back to the home city to check your kind of, what would you call them? Like ingredients or sort of things, weapon components that you've got. You can't check that from out in the world, and it's 2024. I cannot believe that. That's a weird choice. Payment model, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Free to play. It doesn't seem egregious. The hunt pass is something I was rather impressed with, and I've actually enjoyed the game to the point where I might even buy that to kind of as much support the game as it is to kind of enhance my experience. But by what I've seen, buying the hunt pass will give you enough premium currency to almost be able to afford the following hunt pass, which I imagine will kind of keep you on a snowballing effect where you can always afford them. I could be wrong, I haven't done it yet, but I've known games to do that in the past. Fortnite did that, where you'd earn enough V-Bucks off the battle pass to actually afford the next one off the V-Bucks you earn, which is awesome. I think the graphics are killer. It's just all awesome. The bounty system is actually amazing. They're just a set of quests that you kind of can choose between a set of 3. Pick one you want, and then happy days, go and do that, and it'll give you weapon XP for any of the weapons you want. Awesome. So getting on to kind of the combat loop, or sorry, the gameplay loop. You effectively pick the weapon you want. You go out and you slay what are called behemoths. They're effectively bosses. This game, for the most part, is just a boss rush the whole time, which is cool. That's what it does, and it does it well. It's the intricacies within these boss fights that are so cool. So things have parts. You do part damage. You can, cut tails off and all that good stuff. Knock armor off, deal extra damage, wound, and all these sorts of effects that make the gameplay loop very, very fun. You level up and you get your weapon all the way up to level 20, reforge it back to 1, start again, almost like prestiging, and then you kind of get an easier run through each time you do it. However, I'm finding that it's almost like, in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, what is the point of all of this? I don't know if it's the game's kind of, you can upgrade your weapons, your armors, and all that sort of stuff, but it doesn't ever actually feel like you're any stronger. The way I feel is like, it just feels like I'm getting better at the game, which is cool, but it doesn't feel like my gear is actually contributing towards me doing any better. It probably is, but I feel like it's so incremental, or you kind of have these, rather than your gear improvement being like a slope upwards, it's more of a set of stairs. And they're long stairs, and they're not necessarily high stairs. So you can go hours, you get a little upgrade, and you don't notice it, and then you go a load more hours with a little upgrade. And I've got no problem with kind of punishing games in that sense. I just don't seem to notice much of an improvement. However, the numbers are telling me that they're there. What I have kind of noticed while playing the game is that it feels very stale, and while there's definitely an underlying community there, it does feel like it's obviously the game's kind of not exactly as popular as it has ever been. Obviously, I wasn't around for any sort of boom period or when the game was released or anything like that, but it could definitely do with a breath of fresh air and some new life being pumped into it, which leads me on to talking about there should be, and is scheduled to be, a large content update in the summer of 2024, which will be, the next 3, 4, 5 months. I think this would be exactly what the game needs. It feels great, but it feels stale. It feels like when you're at the end of an expansion of an MMO, and you kind of get to that point, and you're like, right, when's there something new? I know over kind of the game's life, it's released things like Gauntlet mode and all that sort of stuff, and the escalations are brilliant, by the way. That's my favourite point of the game. It's just farming escalations. It feels great. It's everything I love about a game. However, I think, and what they're saying is, there's going to be some actual change in gameplay mechanics in how you interact with behemoths, which they're going to need. They're going to need the gameplay to actually change, I think. They need to make something drastic where it doesn't just feel like a little piece of Lego clipped onto the side of what is already Dauntless and what people have already put thousands of hours into. I don't know whether it's going to be vast enough to feel like a complete new game, but it kind of needs to, I think. I think by summer 2024, I'll be at my point where I'm like, right, give me something good. And hopefully it will catch me and kind of give me something to sink my teeth into. And then I don't know if there's any plans of a Dauntless 2, but that's definitely something they should be looking at. I don't know if it's a financial success, this game, but it's a great game. It's got everything you could possibly want. Yes, there's things that I dislike about it and all that sort of stuff, but ultimately I've had a good time with it. And I find myself wanting to play more every day, but there's something that's stopping it being this next level thing where I'll go and get all my friends on it and all that sort of good stuff. So yeah, I just thought I would kind of try a new free format type of YouTube video. I've been itching to kind of make one. This isn't something I normally do, but if it's something you've liked watching, obviously let me know in the comments and subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. And I'll see about making some more, but until then, guys, thank you for watching. If you've made it to the end, why? I'm only joking. Thank you very much. I've been busy doing freelance voiceover work on Fiverr. I would be amiss if I didn't plug that for myself, so I'll be putting that in the description down below. If any of you want any voiceovers done for any of your things, or have friends that want it, I would love for you to give that a little share and spread the word. Thanks guys, see you next time, bye bye.